Hello. So I tried to record my screen with a video of my face on there so you'd be able to get both my face and the video, but unfortunately it's not working. So I will be using my phone, so you will not be able to see my face, which I apologize. But you'll just have to bear with me. So yeah. Okay. So bright, bold, and brilliant are the three words that I would use to describe the Huli culture of Papua New Guinea. An extraordinary culture in its own, which is something that definitely drew me to it when I was looking for a culture to discuss for my research presentation. Their extraordinariness, their boldness, and their brilliance are definitely things that drew me to them and were things I want to be able to discuss with each of you. And so today I'm going to be focusing on their culture and who they are, Hofstede's values, as well as cultural relativism. So to give you kind of a cultural background, leaders are definitely something that we know in our society. However, the Huli culture has not one leader, but many. And so what I mean by this is that there is never an individual who is designated as a leader. However, when a leader is needed in a situation, people will step up and take on the role of the leader for the time that they're needed. The Huli culture is animist, which animist is the belief of a spiritual essence in objects, creatures, and things. And so I think this definitely can shape the way that you view the world and how you interact with things around you. And I think it's important to keep in mind when we're trying to understand the Huli culture. With this, I think for me, I at least assume that they potentially might be vegetarian or vegan. However, this is not the case. Their diet is yams and minoic, which is like a potato, but a little bit different, and pigs on special occasions. And speaking of pigs, pigs have a great value in their society. They're actually a money representative for them, so you can trade a pig to be able to buy something else of need. And so with animals, again, they have rituals. They have 30 sacred rituals that they practice, and they're all centered around connecting people back to nature, and some of them do include animal sacrifice. These rituals are not taken lightly for them. They do have great meaning, but it is something that I think is important to note about their culture. So for Hofstede's values, they actually don't have Hofstede's actual values for the Huli culture or for Papua New Guinea, according to Kavimar and Ezunu. It wasn't something I could find either, and so what I ended up doing was using 2 different papers and coming up with my best hypothesis or educated guess as to what I think that their values might be. So I felt as if they were more collectivistic than individualistic. This is because they have a lot of reliance on each other, and there's not a lot of ways for an individual to step up. It's focused on more so on the community and togetherness rather than achieving on your own. I think their values are more masculine than feminine. Women in the Huli culture tend to be in charge of gardening and babies, and the men have a lot of more responsibility in and outside of the home, but also when it comes to like cultural significance, men go off and do training, and they learn like how to do wigs and stuff. And so I think that definitely will lean it more towards a masculine. For uncertainty avoidance, they don't like to take risk, and I think this is where those rituals come into play again. They use them to connect back to nature to kind of help avoid the uncertainty. For a power distance, they don't have a lot of leadership, so they have a very low power distance is what my assumption would be from that. Time perspective was a little bit hard for me to come up with a educated guess, simply because I don't have knowledge of that behavior, and that wasn't something that I was able to find readily. As far as an indulgent or restraint-based tribe, they are definitely more of a restraint. They have a lot of rules, and they are something that they stick to, and when they do indulge, it's a special occasion, it's abnormal, like eating a pig. So for a long time, the Huli people were not yet discovered, and so they were known to people outside of their tribe in 1934, and when 2 explorers met them with great force. 50 Huli people died in this meeting, and it was their first exposure to a culture other than their own, and it did not go well, as you can tell. And so they were believed to exist for about 1,000 years before this encounter, which is a very long time. But however, despite this long existence, they're the least developed region of Papua New Guinea, and I think this brings that back to that animist-based. They are also the largest tribe in Papua New Guinea. Estimates are between, sorry, I have hiccups. Estimates are between 90,000 to 250,000 people within the tribe. And of those people, most of them will speak the Huli language, but they also talk in English. So when they are engaging with people outside of their culture, they are able to have conversations with them as well. So the course concept that I want to bring in was cultural relativism. So cultural relativism is assessing a culture without comparing it to another. And so the reason that I wanted to talk about this is because I think it's important to be able to appreciate cultures for what they are and not how they are different from us. And when we look at the Huli culture and we compare it to the United States, I think it's very, very different cultures. But I also think that they can be inspiring for us too, and that is the main reason as to why I picked them. So the Huli people are known for their fearlessness and bravery. They're bold and they're unique in their own way, and that is something that really drew me to learn more about them, because right now with the coronavirus, it's kind of scary and daunting out there, and I think we could use a little bit more bravery, and the Huli people definitely are the people for that. So thank you for listening to me via my phone. Sorry for my cat interrupting briefly. Here are my references. Thank you. Have a great day.